pretty much all of the Asian markets which are trading with some cuts.
योग से हम अपने स्वास्थ्य को भी बेहतर बनाएंगे.
18660, which I think is still important. The 20-day also has come up a little bit. That stands at about 18610.
Competition Commission of India, CCI, has approved HDFC Limited to acquire additional shareholding in HDFC Life.
The Nifty, the first tick is in the green, so up about 20-odd points.
For the near term, the market could take a bit of a breather.
While Hero with 80% share over there would like to expand their core, as they call it, we are going to do everything to shrink that core.
That inventory now sort of is stabilizing, and the Q1 is that stabilizing factor.
Look at the market on Nifty, it's barely up 3-4 points.
He has finally received the US FDA approval for the generic version of the Spiriva drug, which is used to treat asthma.
There is an official communication as well that yes, Shriram Enterprises has sold its entire 8.3% stake in Shriram Finance.
Mergers and acquisitions and consolidation likely to pick up in the consumer electricals business.
Sony has no plans to back out of the merger despite the allegations of fund diversion.
Keep some distance between yourself and the chair, and slowly as you exhale, start to bend forward.
We are 21 points from the day's high after that big fall.
Well, that's the day so far. You're with us here on another new edition of Closing Bell, the last hour of trade coming up this Wednesday afternoon. We're coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 News studios. I'm Prashant. With me, my colleague Surabhi here in the studios, and Mangalam is joining in from the newsroom floor. Guys, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Before you guys talk markets, Prashant, I have a question for both of you. Have either of you done your desk or table yoga stretches?
I saw Mangalam do it.
That wasn't me doing yoga stretches. That was me reaching out for the food which was under my table.
So stretched nonetheless. So good going.
By the way, resolution for the next 1 hour. We will not mention new high till it actually happens.
No.
Right?
All right. You just broke the resolution by saying we won't mention
say
what.
It once, right, Mangalam?
No countdown, no timer, nothing of that sort. Nothing of that sort.
All right, no, absolutely. It's in many ways it is a repeat of what we saw yesterday. Today's session, that is. And the reason I say that is because look at the structure. Yesterday, the Nifty started, sold off. I mean, the sell-off yesterday was a bit more dramatic. But the low yesterday was made at 10:30. Today, the low is made at 11 o'clock. And from there, it was a slow, steady kind of march upwards all the way till 3 p.m. yesterday. And then between 3 and 3:30, all the action happened. Will we see a repeat of that today? We don't know. Let's find out. But for now, it's quiet. I mean, 25 points, neither here nor there is what we have. Now, Bank Nifty is underperforming a little bit. I mean, compared to the Nifty, if it is, the Nifty's not got very much on it, but the Bank Nifty's got even less. Small cap index is off the highs. I mean, the index has actually given up quite a bit of gains from the day's high. So it's barely in the green. The mid cap index is doing much better. We'll talk about 2 or 3 stocks which are powering that rally there. The index is up almost about 0.65%. Actually, even there, when I looked at it about 10 minutes back, you had about 0.9% gains. That's moderated to being up about just 0.65 or so. So that's the market picture right now. Not very much going on. It's quiet. Broader markets in terms of single stocks, etc. That's where the action has been. Surabhi.
Well, Prashant, I'm just looking at the push and pull factors. The market's very, very evenly poised right now. And on the downside, just in terms of trends and sectors, auto is seeing a huge amount of profit taking today, whether you're looking at four-wheelers or two-wheelers. So that's the one clear sort of red bar on the screen. Maruti, Tata Motors, M&M, Bajaj Auto, you name it. I mean, that's been the one of the weakest performing sectors of the day. Metals are down. That story hasn't changed from the morning either. So JSW, Hindalco, those are stocks on the downside. And then the problem for the bulls always has been the banks. That's not really resolving. Let's pull up the Bank Nifty for you and some of the constituents. Maybe the constituents of the Bank Nifty will get that up as well. Because you've got the likes of an ICICI Bank, some of the others, Axis, kind of struggling here and there. Not much leadership, one can say for sure, barring HDFC Bank. You can see in terms of the private sector tally, HDFC Bank single-handedly is keeping the Bank Nifty positive. Otherwise, it's not a great day for large cap banks. Life insurers, I mean, there's no stopping. So that part of the market is still rallying further. HDFC Life continues to make fresh highs. And interestingly, this is another day, I think this is third day running, we're seeing incremental buying in IT. It's not a huge tsunami or a big wave, but there is some buying. Again, Wipro, TCS, these are some of the stocks on the upside of the screen. But it's just completely offsetting each other. So the net result is a slightly flattish screen on the Nifty. with a mild positive bias. But hey, who cares about the Nifty, right? Mid-cap smuggler, that's what it has been all about last few weeks.
That's where the party has been, actually. You know, the last 7 days or so, it's hit record highs on a daily basis, and that continues, though mildly off the highs as we speak. But if you just take a look at the Nifty itself, it's so close yet so far, right? Over the last, on 3 accounts at least, over the last few days, I've just looked at the Nifty days high, and it's contained itself between 18,850 and just below the word that Prashant said we should not be using. 18,865 was on June 16, 18,881 just 7 points away on June 19, and June 21st was 18,876, which is today itself. Nifty Bank, however, has continued to face resistance at the 20-day moving average. Today's high on the Nifty Bank was 43,947. The 20-day moving average, 43,945. Tomorrow is the weekly options expiry. All those who are writing options are positioning themselves for a bit of a range-bound move to happen tomorrow as well, unless we break out of this range and open with a strong gap up itself. So 18,800 put writers extremely active, 18,800 call writers extremely active. Both of them together are writing that straddle for a premium of 100 odd rupees, telling you they're playing for a range of 18,700 at the lower level and 18,900 on the way up. Just watching out for a couple of stocks from the broader markets. Lupin, a non-Nifty large cap, Vivek spoke about that story. You know, large amount of long positions being added out there. And India Cement is the other stock from the F&O space, which I'm tracking because it's moving well, and the open interest on that one has come down. That's telling you that it may get out of F&O ban today. So it's moved closer to the high point of trade. So if it does get out of F&O ban, we may see some further up moves coming by on India Cements. All right. That's about the markets, but let's tell you what we have lined up on the show for you. We'll put the spotlight on a whole host of stocks. Lupin is the one that we just spoke about. We'll, get a little more about it as it emerges as the first generic player to get a nod to sell the billion-dollar respiratory drug Spiriva in the US. Generic Spiriva, that is.
Piramal Enterprises divests its entire 8.3% stake in Shriram Finance in a block trade today, actually a bunch of block trades today. The stocks have not stopped flying ever since. We'll tell you why in just a bit.
And then we speak about the oil and gas space. IGL surges as the Delhi government has extended the permit validity of taxis using CNG and other clean fuel to 15 years.
Finally, we discuss markets and more stock-specific action with our alpha manager of the day, Aman Chauhan of Abacus Asset Management, joins in with some ideas. That and more over the next 60 minutes.
Okay, well, Mitesh is with us now to run us through what he